In-game live, we are back at it again. The NBA Finals Game 2 between the San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks. It's Kevin Walsh, it's Gabriel Morency again. We are right here with In-Game Live on SportsGrid. My goodness, though. We are off and running. You talk about not just the NBA Finals, but the Stanley Cup Final was incredible last night. It looked like Carolina was dead to rights. A great comeback. And I can't help it. I know Gabe's had it for a while, that World Cup fever. It is infectious. We are less than a week away now from the tournament beginning, Gabe. So a lot going on here, man.
Oh, there's a lot going on. Can't wait for the basketball game tonight, Kevin. Big CFL game. You talked about World Cup fever, and not to put any fear in anybody, but as we speak right now, Kevin, Paraguay 2, Nicaragua 0 in the 48th minute. Little final tune-up for the Paraguayans before they face Team USA 7 days from now. And in fact, 1 week from tonight, God willing, right? You can't predict the future. But God willing, 1 week from tonight, we will be here, and we're going to be 1 hour away from the USA's opening match. And speaking of which, Kevin, Team Canada is playing their final tune-up match as we speak right now. I'm on the under 2.5. They're playing against Ireland in Montreal.
Oh, shout out my boys.
So it's a real game here. We've got Team Ireland in the house in Montreal, still scoreless right now. 16 minutes in, Team Canada have had a couple of chances. Ireland had one big chance, nearly won in, and it didn't, but we got a scoreless match here. How about this too, Kevin? World Cup. We talked about France losing. We talked about Iraq tying Spain. And now it begins, right? We're a week away from the tournament, and it's already begun as we saw Conte blew Mbappe off in the handshake before the game. And I don't want to make too much of it, but the fact that Thierry Henry has responded and basically told him to grow the F up, that, like, there's real tension there. And there's always tension with the French side, guys. I'm old enough, Kevin, and in fact, I was on the air like when Zidane headbutted Materazzi, all right? So, like, I remember when France won with Zidane, the country wasn't happy. There were too many immigrants on the team, right? And then it was like, there's too many stars. Like, even when they win, they fight. You know what I mean? Like, the country, there's fractions of stars and the transition of who's the face of the team and so you got drama with the French side, and it's real, and it's for the world to see. And I figured, who cares if he shook his hand or not? Whatever, dude. I remember in the NBA Finals, Kevin, whatever, dude. Siakam, Kawhi left Siakam hanging once right before the game in the tunnel.
Oh, okay.
It looked bad. Like, you know, they did a thing, and like he did a fist bump, and Kawhi walked right past him, and Kawhi said after, he goes, dude, I'm in my own world, bro, because I didn't even see him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the type of thing. So I don't make much of it. But the fact that Thierry Henry said, they need to settle this, basically said Conte is being like, you know, he's being kind of immature with his attitude, but he threw Mbappe under the bus. He said people are judged not by their greatness, but how they treat other teammates and players, and Mbappe is missing that. It's like, whoa, a week before the tournament, Kevin. Like, it actually plants a seed in my head. I'm like, is this going to be one of these, like, March Madness tournaments, Kevin, that, like, some crazy-ass team is going to win or something weird's going to happen?
Look, it's possible. I'll just quickly say on the Mbappe point, if it was, I don't even know, if it was Dembele and Conte, it'd be confusing, but less a story. But Kylian Mbappe was one of the best players in the world, or maybe still is, right? At PSG, they can't win the Champions League. He goes to Real Madrid. Everybody hates him. PSG are now the back-to-back defending Champions League champions. Like, that's what makes this all loud and noisy. Like, that's why, Gabe, right?
Yeah, but let's not forget, the same thing happened to Neymar there. Right? He had thousands of fans outside of his house, Kevin, in Paris, telling him to leave the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they moved on. So it's not, it is true.
Messi joined PSG and won nothing. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Right? Like, Mbappe
people want to make it the narrative.
You know, seeing eye to eye, call it, Gabe. Like, there is something going on with Kylian Mbappe. Fact.
But this whole Mbappe hate train or stuff that's been going on is ridiculous, right? Like he's being blamed for not winning. The dude scored a hat trick in the World Cup final last time. like, you know what I'm saying? Put it this way. You want to hate on Mbappe? Hate on Connor McDavid in the same way, everybody. Right? Hate it the same way. Right? You're talking about one of the greatest players ever, and he's been in these heartbreaking losses and major games. He's also won before, too. Right? Let's not forget this. So he's also won, but it's not like he's lost everything that he's ever played in, but he is that target now, Kevin. Right? But the narrative will be bigger here if they don't win. I'm not going to dispute that. Like, France needs to win. But my point is, number one, another thing is, too, and I know this. I'm from Quebec, all right? Like, French people are psychopaths, Kevin, all right? French people like to argue. It's like Italians or like, you know what I mean? When you see people like, or New Yorkers, like, in the same way. Like, I remember once I was in the Port Authority, and I thought there was a fight breaking out, and it was just two dudes talking about the Cowboys and Giants game. Dak Prescott, and like they were like, hey, you know what I mean? No, but it was so loud and aggressive. Dak Prescott, like they were like going back and forth, but they were just sort of, that was their thing. So like that's my whole point. There's something there, but at the same point in time, Kevin, the fact that like two Frenchmen on Team France don't see eye to eye isn't exactly news like worthy, and I'm not ready to say they're not going to win because of this.
I'll tell you what, you talk about the French needing a win. Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs step right up. It is a very rare occurrence for a team to go down 0-2 with home court advantage.
Aren't they giving them the trophy tonight? Series is over. That's all I've heard in the last 24 hours. Like, why are we even playing this game? The Knicks have already won the series.
Yeah, Gabe, let me actually put it to you a different way. They're not giving the trophy to the Spurs tonight? What's up with this number? Or did Shams tweet out the final score, Gabe? What's going on? Did I miss the tweet? Hey, guys, everyone, San Antonio 121-100. Like, what's this number, Gabe? Did game one not happen? Like, that's where I'm at right now.
Well, you know what? You and I talked about this. This is something that we can agree on, and we agreed that this was going to happen. They lose. They're bigger favorites today than they were in game one. Right? Like, so, and we're talking about a Knick team, guys, that hasn't lost since April the 23rd. The World Cup starts next week. April 23rd. Think about it, like, to put in context, Kevin. Like, dude, we're in June. Like, we're 1 week into June. They haven't lost since April 23rd to Knicks. Yet they get more points. Not to mention, you can make, and I'm doing it again, though. I don't want to do it. You setting me up. I'm going to hype the Knicks up. And
I got him. Hook, line, and sinker, baby.
Now I'm going to say, Kevin, I was going to be like, and you got a Knicks team that didn't even play in 10 days. It'll be probably even better tonight. I'm like, oh, God, what am I doing? It's like a T-ball. You put it right on the tee. Yeah. Boom, right on the tee.
I knew it. Because I'll tell you what, Gabe,
I got the Spurs in the first half tonight. Just what we talked about yesterday. They're coming out hot tonight. I'm not laying the 7, Kevin. I got him in moneyline parlay. I ain't gonna lie, parlay with this this Canada game and stuff. And Canada's on the board, baby.
There you go.
Ireland seems to be complaining about it, but I'm going with the Spurs in the first half here. But we'll get into it, Kevin. But
I said, I hope this doesn't get to 7. I'll have no choice. I sit here
there it is.
Expecting the Spurs to win. I'm on the Knicks +7. So nobody's happy. All right, the rare nobody is happy game. Not really. I think Gabe and I both like our plays, but this is not I don't think this is a game where either of us are like, "What are you doing?" betting the other side, kind of like. I am on the Knicks
I wouldn't lay 7
because
I couldn't lay 7.
It's just out of control. 7. Yeah, like Gabe, I was.
This is a must win, though,
Spurs
Kevin.
In money line parlays, but I was like, I don't know, minus 250 against a team who never loses. Like, I'm not like. As much as San Antonio should win, I'm not tying it to the Holland goal, Brunson for 20, with base Yankees, whatever it might like. So I have a play that I think you actually will disagree with, a prop, but just, and I'll tell you what happened with the total game, 214.5. The books went, it was a bang under. They just got smashed back right up to 217.5. They got smashed in the mouth with this total.
Which, you know what, I'm a little bit hesitant about. And you know why I love to bet overs. And I'm like, I don't know. I have a feeling like, are the Knicks really going to be on top of their game again tonight offensively? They really weren't. They did the same thing against Cleveland, right? Let's not forget, Brunson was like 3 for 13. He's a clutch player. He got hot late in the fourth quarter, and and I bet him in game, actually. I knew he would. I was like, there's no way he doesn't get to 23 points, whatever it was in game, right? And it easily went over. But this is a must-win game. If there's something I realized, what I took away from game 1, guys, is that the Spurs' inexperience in these type of spots, it showed, right? Wembanyama turned the ball over. Castle really wasn't himself. I think that's what Wemby meant when he said, we just got to be ourselves. Like, everyone chill out. Like, everybody was a little bit sort of rushed late in the game. De'Aaron Fox obviously missed a lot of shots, struggled. Castle went 1 for 5 from 3. But they were right there. But they don't have it in them, Kevin. In the same way that Oklahoma City were screwed as soon as they fell behind by too many points against San Antonio, they don't have enough offensive options to hang their hat on. And I find the same thing with the Spurs. Like, the Spurs need to, like, get a lead, win convincingly. You get in a close game, and I trust OG more. I trust Brunson more. I trust Cap more. I trust guys that have been in the league for 8 and 10 years. I trust guys, OG's been, as an NBA champion, right? Hart's, you got NCAA champions on the court, etc. The Spurs have a ton of talent, but they're still learning as they go here. Yet that's just one game, Kevin. So, but they don't win tonight. I will buy into the hype. Book the parade. And what is the parade? The Street of Champions, the hero, and all that type stuff. I don't even know. It's been so long. I don't even know. Where do they do a parade in New York?
By the way, Gabe, you know what I just realized? They're going to try and pull off a parade in New York. If they win.
Oh,
while
the World Cup.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
Whether you like this mayor or not, everybody, it's going to be quite the look if he rolls in and wins a title in his first year as mayor. It's going to be quite the look.
Well, it was all his fault.
All he's got to do besides that is beat ghosts. Remember, it was. Yeah, it was. It was.
Well, they were down 2-1, so
that's what I'm saying.
Things change
quickly.
It
goes both ways. Yeah. People don't like that. It goes both ways. I just have to throw that out there.
Listen, I don't mind it, Gabe. I will say this. This is what I think you will. I don't know. Maybe you'll see where I'm coming from. I took Wembanyama under 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think Wemby is live to go through any number, of course, but his combos are too high because all of the individual asks are very high. He is so I threw out Gabe, like obviously he left two games early. Like I wasn't trying to cook the numbers. So in the 16 games he didn't get ejected or injured, 11-5 to the under on this. He has not gone over.
We're seeing though, Kevin.
Yeah.
He's morphed more into a scorer now as it goes on. If you'll notice. Like, you know what I mean? Dude, they were winning earlier. He was scoring. There was a couple of games he scored 16 points. There was 114 or whatever. Yeah. And they won easily, right? And they won easily. So now, though, he's starting to dial it up a little bit as a scorer, sort of knowing, listen, I'm the guy. I'm going to be the one, the face of this. I'm going to own it. And that's why I would approach it that way, Kevin. I like your approach, and I understand the thought process of his points are high, his rebounds are high, everything is so high all the time. So you combo it. And I understand. So if I was to pick my poison, and I've been riding the rebound prop, and I'm going to put a little play in it. But to me, I'm looking at offense from him, Kevin. I like him to score 25 or more points. I like the over 1.5 threes. I talked about him shooting a lot of threes now. He hit 2 the other night. I expect him to play better tonight even. So I think it goes, I think the Wemby over 1.5 goes over. But this is a must-win for the Spurs. They can't lose the first 2 games at home and expect to come back and just rattle this off. Right? Like, they just can't. Like, they need to win this game tonight. But I think they'll be a lot better. We'll find out, though. But I agree with you. You can't lay 7. I mean, it's ludicrous.
Yeah. You're paying such a premium for the spot. And it's funny. Man, it's really funny, Gabe. We had the same thought on the total. Like, oh, that looks interesting. But it's moved too much. I hear too much confidence in betting the over after a game only had 200 points. And when the Spurs win,
plus the Knicks are a good defensive team, too.
They have been winning in unders, though, too, right, though, Gabe? Like, they've been holding teams under 100 when they win. So I backed away from the total. I think, it's funny, and we hadn't talked about this together yet, but I also was playing this game live, game 1. Like, Brunson and Wemby in parlays, each to get to 20, right, was like even money. Each to get to 25 was like 5-1. This is a game, if it's close, you can really trust the Stars live because the minutes are going to be there. The attempts are going to be there.
What about Cat tonight?
So
Cat's number feels light to me. At 16.5 points? And I want to throw this at you, and I don't have it on we'll get to the best bets after because I can't give 12 of them here, but I do like Cat. Like, do you go over 16.5 or do you go with the rebounds as well? He brought down 12 boards, right, in game 1. I don't really want to anticipate that so much, but I think he goes over. I think he scores 17 or more points tonight.
Yeah, I bet him for Finals MVP. So I expect him to play overall well in this series. I don't know how it will look tonight because I thought he was gassed by the time we hit the fourth quarter. So I'm wondering how the one-day rest is going to look for some of these guys. We'll keep ripping it, guys. We're live right here on a Friday night.
Talk has been about sports betting handle being down or flat, right, because of the threat of prediction markets and the growth of them. But we've seen Kalshi actually kind of plateau for the first time in recent memory. Looking at a graphic right now, we've had the spike for the Super Bowl, and then this is usually when things die down. Yes, there's March Madness, but usually sports betting handle kind of goes down over the course of the spring and summer until we get back to football season.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
For Abdul Carter. Hey, son, you want to be a leader? Show up to meetings on time. Don't be late to practice. This guy's sitting there trying to tell me that he's got a problem with Jackson Dart going to a Trump rally when he can't even show up to a meeting on time and he can't show up to practice and he's late? Dude.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
This is all about headlines, Donnie. If we hear, if that noise gets louder as we get closer, then 45 cents is going to be 65 cents, and that's the repricing we're talking about. I don't need Utah to get him. I need people to think Utah is going to go up and get him, Donnie, and that's how you make money.
Prediction Markets Edge, only on SportsGrid.
Craig Carton along with Tyrone Johnson. We got great news for you. CraigCartonShow.com. And Tyrone, what do you get if you go to that amazing website?
Well, right now you can subscribe to our upcoming newsletter. You put in your email address, and then bang, you'll get all the new Craig Carton Show content when it arrives.
Not just that, you also get merch drops, exclusive content, and appearances. So again, one more time, that website is CraigCartonShow.com.
All right, Gabe brought up a really great point during the break here of the San Antonio guards. Kind of pick your fighter. Castle, Fox, Harper. There's a lot of love for Harper, Gabe, because of how great he was in game number 1. Fox I'm not trying to give him an excuse, but he's clearly not healthy. I in my opinion, at least. Like, I think that describes a lot of what we've seen for Fox since he's come back. I think he's maybe gone over. I don't think he scored more than 15 since returning, actually.
It's hard to play basketball with a bad ankle.
Any of these guards? 100%, especially for a guy who's all speed and explosion, right?
Oh, exactly. Cuts. He's really good at taking it to the rack and, getting to the free throw line. It also affects his shooting because he's jumping. Mm-hmm. But I tell you what, people picked on Fox, and I get it. It is what it is. It's the finals. You're in the spotlight. But Castle really didn't play up to his standards in game 1. He really didn't. He was 1 for 5. Like I said, there were a lot of times that the Spurs could have really buried the Knicks, and Castle would take a 3, and it was the way that he was missing that it was freaking me out, Kevin. He was really short on a lot of them. And it was all right, you know what I mean? You're really off. And then as the game went on, Kevin, he realized it. And I'm a big fan of his. So I was I sort of isolate him a lot, right? So I'm watching him.
Yeah.
And then he started just chucking it, Kevin. Basically Jamarcus Russell style. He was I'm short. All right. And he started ripping it off the backboard. It was dude, just stop shooting. Take it to the rack. You got no touch tonight. Just admit, I can't shoot. I can't shoot tonight. Mm-hmm. Take it to the rack. Yeah. And he really didn't. And it's funny, he still got 17 points. Got 17 points.
Yep.
I really expect a bounce-back game from him tonight offensively, guys. I think Fox plays better, too, tonight. I'm a little worried about the Harper prop at 12.5 tonight because I think Fox will be better tonight. But I wouldn't say I'm not betting under Harper. But as far as Castle is concerned, guys, he's super aggressive. And the Knicks don't really have a ton of rebounders, right? They've got a few, but on the glass, as far as guard play is concerned, Castle gets a lot of defensive rebounds. He's super aggressive and he's super athletic, and his prop is 4.5 rebounds tonight, guys. It's 9-2 to the over in the last 11 Spur games. One thing with Castle is he works hard. So it's sort of defense travels no matter what. His shot is off, but he still works hard. And dude, Kevin, look at his numbers. He gets 7-8 rebounds a game, bro, and it's 4.5 all the time.
Yeah, no, Gabe, it's funny. Castle was someone that watching the game, I'm oh, he could be in a bounce back spot off of a rough performance. And I'm he filled out the stat sheet. I'm we're not going to get any discount on Stephon Castle. I'm he's at 17, 8, and 3. What's the cheap number that I'm walking into?
Yeah. He's so good that 17, 8, and 3, and it's you know what? You really didn't have a good game, though. You know what I mean? You're okay. You know what I mean? You're not to blame for the loss, but, you kind of disappeared as the game went on. And that was another thing, too. He lost his confidence. So normally he's pretty cocky. And when you see Castle at his best, he'll just, pull the Westbrook. I'm going coast to coast with this, right? He'll just score instantly by himself if he wants. He did the old, you know what? Someone else take the ball. I caught on to that a lot. That's what when I said Wemby said, I think everyone just needs to beat themselves and calm down a little bit. I think he was sort of telling everyone, just be yourself, shoot the ball. Don't overthink because it's the finals. I'm expecting Castle to bounce back. What I'm doing, guys, with this game, I'm going Spurs first half -3.5. Listen, if they fall behind, they're screwed. They're not coming back if they're down by 10 at the half. So they better be up at the half.
Yeah.
Give me Brunson over 2.5 rebounds, Kevin. Do I love it? No, but it's hitting 5 in the last 6 games. All right, so one of these, I don't love it, but it keeps hitting. So I'm going to bet it. Gave it to you the other night. We're going to go there again. Give me Castle over to 4.5 rebounds. I'm going with my boy Wemby. This is a statement game for him tonight. This is the 30-plus game for Wemby tonight. Let's go over 24, and I can get 25 or more. And Wemby over 1.5 3-point shots made. And I'm not going to lie, I'm playing Wembanyama over 11.5 rebounds as well, or 12.5.
Yeah, the rebounds are always there. Look, I'm on the Wemby under. Here's the thing, guys. 20. Let's say he scores. He had 26 and 12 last game, right? He would need 5 assists.
He didn't play great
for me to lose, though. But Gabe, you need 5 assists for me to lose the points, rebounds, assists under. So I'm on the Wemby under. I had to play the Knicks once it got to 7. We'll talk more baseball, but I am on the Padres, as you can see it there as well. I've got some, other baseball that's often. I took an under in Phillies White Sox. Had some time to watch the game before the show. You would think they're playing on the moon. John Kruk's like, wow, the ball's flying. I thought that was a single. Like a single?
The talk has been about sports betting handle being down or flat, right, because of the threat of prediction markets and the growth of them. But we've seen Kalshi actually kind of plateau for the first time in recent memory. Looking at a graphic right now, we've had the spike for the Super Bowl, and then this is usually when things die down. Yes, there's March Madness, but usually sports betting handle kind of goes down over the course of the spring and summer until we get back to football season.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
For Abdul Carter. Hey, son, you want to be a leader? Show up to meetings on time. Don't be late to practice. This guy's sitting there trying to tell me that he's got a problem with Jackson Dart going to a Trump rally when he can't even show up to a meeting on time and he can't show up to practice and he's late? Dude.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio, only on SportsGrid.
This is all about headlines, Donnie.
Yep.
If that noise gets louder as we get closer, then 45 cents is going to be 65 cents, and that's the repricing we're talking about. I don't need Utah to get them. I need people to think Utah is going to go up and get them, Donnie, and that's how you make money.
Prediction Markets Edge, only on SportsGrid.
Craig Carton along with Tyrone Johnson. We got great news for you. CraigCartonShow.com. And Tyrone, what do you get if you go to that amazing website?
Well, right now you can subscribe to our upcoming newsletter. You put in your email address, and then bang, you'll get all the new Craig Carton Show content when it arrives.
Not just that, you also get merch drops, exclusive content, and appearances. So again, one more time, that website is CraigCartonShow.com.
Right here on SportsGrid. It's in-game live. Gabriel Walsh, Gabriel Morency. We are off and running. We are going to have, of course, the Knicks and the Spurs Game 2 starting very soon. I will tell people, in case you were with us yesterday, Gabe, I did a little bit of research into what's going on with the NBA Finals schedule. I should have known this was the answer, even if it's going to bother me. They're scared of the World Cup, specifically the USA games. They just really don't want to run into the Team USA World Cup games. Now, in my honest
but the U.S.
opinion,
are playing next Friday.
Yeah, I don't know if it's other group games or listen, I'm like I said, Gabe, it's going to blow up in their face mostly. Here's the other thing, though. I don't know a single person. Yes, I feel confident about this. There is not a single person in my life who cares more about the Team USA soccer than the NBA Finals. No, I live here on the East Coast. I understand that, but I do. I'm not saying the World Cup isn't bigger. But Team USA, Gabe, not the World Cup.
No, but
if I offered you NBA Finals or Team USA.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that. I totally get your angle of that. And I often find that too, and it's cliche to say because a lot of leagues will do it. Or you'll see people online. Oh, they didn't want to go head-to-head with that. It's dude, people are watching the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. You're going to watch the Stanley Cup Finals. Whether that's on, that's on, right? The NBA guys got, nearly 19 million people or whatever the other night for Game 1. They're not going to watch because, you either like it or you don't. Now, it doesn't mean you want to go head-to-head all the time with things, right? But, no, I get it with the World Cup, them being fearful of it, but The NBA schedule, like I said, I mean, I don't want to over-complain about it, but it is ridiculous, actually. I will over-complain about it. It is ridiculous, Kevin, that you have an NBA Finals, and you have New York City involved and stuff, and you have this global superstar, and you don't have a single game going on all weekend. The weekend before the World Cup. Like, that should be it should have been, like, in the boardroom, but TV executives aren't always, like, as smart as they think they are, okay? Except here at our network. They're brilliant. Right? But
Amen.
It should have been like, hey, guys, you know what? The World Cup starts on the 12th there, on the 11th and 12th. USA is playing on the 12th. We really should get a weekend game in, like, before the World Cup takes over. Like, they could have cranked this out, Kevin. Right? They could have easily cranked this out Wednesday, Friday, Imagine MSG Sunday night. Like, the atmosphere. Dear God. Like, you left this on the table. It's not that hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you want to do some goofball thing to avoid the Stanley Cup Finals, just give them 3 days off in one city in New York in between. You've done it before. You do it all the time. That's what I don't get, Kevin. Like, it's like you guys usually play like one game a week in the NBA Finals, but now you can't figure out how to get one goddamn game on the weekend. Come on. Also, to me, that's a fireable offense.
Game 7 on a Sunday would have gone up against New Zealand and Egypt. Like, respectfully, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, cut it out. Like, cut it out. All right, guys. Like, just enough's enough. Just so stupid. All right, Gabe. With the NBA about to get underway, any final plays or anything, or let me run through the live board pretty quickly here because the Major League Baseball
I got a same game
board,
parlay, but you could bang off your stuff here, and I'll share a same game parlay I'm going to play here.
Yeah, I threw a couple. Like, look, it's the finals, right? You have fun with these. Here's one that again, you have different odds boosts people might like. It's a very New York based parlay, but Brunson for 25, OG for 15, and then Bridges and Hart each for 10. If you have a boost, you'll get better. Non-boost, sit around 7-1. A couple different things. I threw one in with Brunson's rebounds, assists, Stephon Castle's rebounds, assists, and then Vassell and Champagny each to make 2 threes. So we threw a couple of same game parlays in ourselves here, Gabe. I know you're getting in the mix with a couple of these, of course. I mean, it is the NBA Finals.
Yeah, I'm just getting my Wembanyama over 1.5 3-point shots made. So we're going to think opposite, right? People think of Wembanyama and he's big and rebounds this and that and stuff. But like I said, he takes too many. He didn't take too many threes. He took 9, I think, in game 1 off the top of my head, right? I think it was 8 or 9. I think it was 9. But, it's been 5 and 6 and stuff, but he likes his 3-point shot. I'm wondering
if he pulls it back, the threes. However, him making early threes has been a big part of his best games. So
yeah, because he gets you out and then he sort of starts moving in. If you'll notice too, Kevin, the other night you and I were noticing the same thing. I was like, why the hell do they have Wembanyama on the arc up here on the paint, like outside the paint, the top, guarding Cat? He's just going right around him. It's like useless. And then they adjusted quickly. They put Wemby in the paint after, and it did work. Like, it's not like the Knicks won by 19 guys easily in game 1. Guys had a hard time shooting over him, Kevin, as you saw. There were a lot of bad shots the Knicks took. They were like, oh, God.
Yeah.
They tried to throw it over him and like bricks, air balls. I mean, OG was really having a hard time with Wemby in his face. Spurs just need to tighten up and, don't turn the ball over as much, tighten things up a little bit, and they should win tonight. But I still don't want to lay 7.
No, that's like one thing I probably won't do, Gabe, is if the Spurs are up 12 at half, is bet the Knicks plus 13.5 in game, right? Like, I think you probably
Kevin, I just want to
let it go.
I just want to throw this at you. First half has gone up to 4.5. 4.5. It was 3.5 all day. Now 4.5 before tip-off.
A little easy, isn't it?
Got to win by 5 in the first half now. April 23rd. I'll keep saying that. April 23rd.
Gabe, this would be a lot easier if you were a Knicks fan. You know what I mean? Like, Gabe, you would have been on him for all these games, and you know it. You know you would have been too. Like, Gabe, what I didn't realize?
I fought it along the way. I did. How many times did the Cavs cover? The Cavs cut. No, did they not? They didn't cover.
No.
They blew.
Gabe, the only game the Knicks during this winning streak haven't covered was the game Embiid was out. So they ended up laying double digits, and they won by like 6.
It started right from the start, Kevin. I took the Atlanta Hawks in every game plus the points, if you remember.
So you were sitting a nice 2-1.
No,
again.
I was on the
pretty.
top. I was like, you the Knicks. Yeah, whatever. I was like, yeah, whatever. And then they won. The Knicks won by like, it really started in that game 6 in Atlanta.
That was the Koski game.
That was when when he wasn't here and he dropped the big win on us. Yeah. We were all very impressed.
Yeah, but he didn't know.
It wasn't a
we
prop.
were making fun of him.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a prop. Yeah, it wasn't like some like RBI. Normally Koski's picks are like very long. This was nice and simple. It caught my eye. I was like, oh, look at this. It's going as simple. Like, no, but remember they won the game. They were up by like 50 at the half, and then they never turned back since that game. Although didn't Philadelphia look pretty good in one of the games once?
Yes, they covered. They nearly won game 2 without Embiid.
Yeah,
and then just got mad.
But that's what I'm saying. The Knicks come back all the time on you, though. That's why you got to give them credit, Kevin. Because when they're down, they'll come back on you.
The Knicks-Hawks game 6 was so bad. The wife wanted to go to like the at-home, like home stuff. And she's like, can we go? And I was like, yeah, you know what? Fine. It was like the second quarter. It was second. I was like, well, what am I going to say? We have to sit down and watch this? We don't have to sit down and watch this. This game's over. We go to the pet store. Like, it was a massacre.
Here's the same game parlay I'm putting together, Kevin. Let's do it together.
Right,
we got to be quick. We got about 2 minutes. Wembanyama, 20 or more points.
Okay.
Yes, I'm already betting 25 or more on his own, but Wembanyama over 25.5 points. I'm going to go with Castle, 15 or more. All right, so where's Castle here? Castle, come on. Where the hell is Castle? 15 or more. All right, Castle, 15 or more.
I hope.
And I'm going
out.
Oh, I'm going to snap because I got a boost on this, too. I'm going to go with Wembanyama, 10 or more rebounds.
All right, there we go.
Turns into plus 130. I got a 50% profit boost on this.
Oh, look at that. Living large.
Let's go. It's in. Plus 130. Let's go.
All right, guys, in the mix with you right here on Sports Grid. This game is about to get underway. The first quarter, Game 2, NBA Finals, Knicks, Spurs. Gabe, any last entries onto the card here for this game?
So we just put that same game parlay in at got a nice, not a bad price at plus 130 when you consider what we need. Wembanyama, 20 or more points. Castle, 15 or more points. And Wembanyama, 10 or more rebounds at plus 130.
All right. So we got a few different options here on this game. Do I have everything I want?
I was going to say, Kevin, I'm sorry, but I've gone too heavy on this game. I got a CFL football game coming up here that I was ready to really hammer, and I'm looking at my account here now. I'm like, God, I've just bet a lot on this in this soccer game. Dude, I got massive money on these friendlies, Kevin. Like, I'm not going to survive the World Cup.
You are incredibly excited for this World Cup. I'll say that. You're clearly ready to go, which I respect.
Oh, yeah. I already have, I'm like a kid. I already have my next Saturday planned. I'm going to the fan zone to watch Brazil and Morocco.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And Australia and Turkey are playing as well. Not Australia and Turkey, Australia and Tunisia, I think it is. Whoever the hell it is, whatever. At the Fan Fest. But there's a lot of Brazilians in Vancouver.
There's a lot of Brazilians in Jersey.
Yeah. Portuguese, too. Portuguese.
Yeah.
Newark's all Portuguese. But there's a big university exchange program and stuff. So there's literally tens of thousands of Brazilians here. How the hell am I going to miss that, Kevin, at a Fan Fest, Brazil?
Great call. Yeah.
I might be married, but I'm not missing this. I'm not missing a Brazil game live. Right. It's not live, but it's close enough. It's World Cup, Fan Fest, outdoor sun. 10,000 Brazilian fans. I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah, I really wanted to go.
And I'm going to the game. And I'm going to
Brazil.
Game too, right?
Yeah. Which, by the way, I saw you were tweeting about it, Gabe. The Knicks tickets for Game 3.
Here. Yeah, $10,000.
I mean, it's out of control. I don't even know how that's possible. There's a seat in that $11,000. You can barely see the court. It's embarrassing.
It's like 8,500. I saw one earlier to 8,500, but that was gone. Unless I used to be in the ticket business, I know. Well, a lot of times you'll see this stuff, and people love it for hits. Oh, look, there's someone's charged. That's what someone's asking for on StubHub. Doesn't mean they're going to get it, right?
Right.
There's a difference. This is different. This is real. There's limited tickets available online right now on the secondary market. Dude, it's the New York Knicks. They're on the verge of winning the championship, and can only get 20,000 people in there. And there's a lot of people with money in New York. So they're willing to drop it. Dude, people were dropping $5K to sit in the front row at Ranger games in the playoffs. And it's New York. So but it's obscene though. It is.
Gabe, I was looking through, you know how they do the deal scores? This is the best value for your money. And the best value, they said, was to spend $58,000 to sit kind of courtside. And I was like, I think they're right. I'm like, of all the options here, Gabe, that's probably the best bang for your buck, though.
I'd rather bet $58,000 on the game than give them the ticket for it. That's my whole thing, with the Bills, in the Super Bowl. I could get a press pass if I applied in advance and blah, blah, but you don't show up and piss them off. And because, for people tuning in, when we got these passes at the, for the media stuff, they used to, if you were on Media Row before in the old days at the Super Bowl, I used to go, you automatically, they gave you, you show up, Kevin, you got a game pass too. Right? Here's your credential, and here's your separate laminate for the Super Bowl game. It's too big now. They don't do that now. Now it's whatever. You get into the Media Row. We're not giving you, there's a few media in the suites and stuff, but it's rights holders, and they're very tight with it now. So I've always thought, if the Buffalo Bills made the Super Bowl, Kevin, I'd love to be there, but Bills fans are psychos. They'll pay a lot. If the Bills are in the Super Bowl this year in Los Angeles, tickets will be $10,000. Same thing. Right? It'll be $10,000, $12,000. I wouldn't pay. Am I going to pay $10,000, $12,000? Even if I had that money, I'd be no, I'd rather bet it on the game.
Yeah, just
it's the airlines, Kevin.
Bills.
They had a great promo. There's the I forget what airline it is, whatever. I forget which airline it is. Maybe it's JetBlue, whoever the hell it is. But they got billboards everywhere, and it's like tickets for the World Cup. And it's like, watch Portugal play soccer, $1,400. Go to Portugal, $399, and they show the beach. And I'm thinking, imagine that. Be like, hey, you want to pay $1,300 to see Portugal at Foxborough where the Patriots play?
I like that.
Or what would be cooler? Fly to Lisbon and watch Portugal play with the Portuguese in Portugal for $400 flying there.
Yeah.
I get a vacation out of it.
That's why, look, let me be the one to say this. Knicks fans keep getting a lot of credit for traveling to these games. They're not getting credit. It's because it's cheaper to fly to San Antonio, buy tickets to game 1 and 2, get a hotel, get the best
you know how much it was tonight, Kevin, to get in?
You
know how much it was to get in tonight in San Antonio? The cheapest ticket. Know. So not courtside, but obviously $506 got you in the building tonight.
Gabe, I know a kid from high school who it's not like he flew to San Antonio for the game. Because of course he flew to San Antonio. Like you just said. Like when you're seeing people pay $8,000 to sit at home, take the flight
in the last row,
pay the $600 to get in the building, and that's what it is.
Dude, or Kevin, drop the $1,200 or whatever and sit behind a Knick bench. Suddenly you're like, you got a better experience.
Right.
You're right there. You got this wicked seat. You're at the finals, right? And you have a memory. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's wild. Mm-hmm. That's why I used to go to a lot of sporting events, if you remember, a few years ago, like the Rose Bowl and F1 Vegas. Like, if there was a big event, I was like, yeah, I'm going, right? Mm-hmm. And if I wanted to go, I was like, I'm going. And I kind of knew, I was like, I won't be able to afford it soon. Like, at the rate, like the way that the prices are going and stuff, like World Series, same thing. Like, dude, I went to the World Series last year. It was $1,700 for one ticket for a baseball game. Dodgers lost 4-1. I'm walking out of there thinking, like, was this really worth it?
Yeah. That's no, that's what I used to tell people. Yeah, like this, people would go cover. They're like, "Why don't you cover the Super Bowl?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? If they lose, I don't want to talk. Like, I can't cover the game. I cover the game." In-game live on SportsGrid, Kevin Walsh, Gabriel Morency, 15-10 lead for the San Antonio Spurs. Their three-point shot is working pretty early here. The Knicks have, missed a couple
Some
right
points
now
on the board.
this game. Yeah, it's being played at a good pace, and they're making the threes, Gabe, right? Like, that was kind of the idea, is will the threes fall in this one after they really did not fall in game number 2. Also, Brunson with that really slow start in game 1, 8 points here already, Gabe. 5 minutes into this first quarter.
He's so underrated, like, even for his prop. Like, I don't do it. I always sort of wait for in-game type of thing because, like you said, he usually is a slower starter. You get a little bit of a better number. It'll come down from the 28.5, 27.5. But, Kevin, the guy has money. I mean, if there's anybody, at least I'm not Becky Hammond. I bet against the Knicks a bit, but at least I bigged them up. Right? I didn't say he'll never win with him. I never said that. But he is really, really, like, he's a stud. Let's just call it out. For what it is. But, yeah, quite the tempo. And 225.5.
Oh, wow.
It just dropped, though. It got up to 225.5, and it just dipped back down to 219.5 right now. 17-13, 6.5 left in the first.
You know what's interesting, Gabe? We talk about trying to read some of these live numbers. Like, going up almost 10 points, like, it does suggest that they're like, oh, this looks real. Like, we've been moving this total up all day. Like, maybe this thing's going to go. So, look, I think it's definitely something for us to, keep our eye on here.
Anything prop-wise here, though, just quick before we get to the picks, like, what's going on in the game, like, who stands out here? Anunoby with 5, Brunson. So, Anunoby and Brunson they're the only 2 scores. Wow. Yep. Brunson's got 8, Anunoby's got 5. Nobody has scored for the Knicks. Champagne started off strong in game 1, and he's off to the races again. He's got a quick 8, 2 for 2 from 3. Wemby's taken a 3 but missed it. He has scored. Wemby does have 1 rebound. And Castle struggling from the field. 1 for 4 from the field, Kevin. 0 for 1. The shots, he just doesn't have his touch, this kid, but he'll fight through it.
He's going to the line for 2 when they come back from the first break here. They are very focused on Vic, but it's allowing some open looks from 3.
That was a big dunk from Wemby there, too.
Yeah.
I'm going a little bit.
I wonder, Gabe, if they're like, hey, you know what? Let's just keep bothering Wemby. And we'll see if we're going to lose to a Julian Champagnie 9 threes made type of game, right? Like, that very well could be what we see here in this basketball game. For the Knicks, I think you're fine with where you are, right? Like, the close games are not going to rattle the New York Knicks. We know that.
Knicks will be down 17 and they're fine. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's not going to bother them at all.
Should be a fun game.
What are you doing? What are you doing with the rest of the slate here, Gabe? CFL, Dodgers. What else do you have going on tonight?
So last night the CFL season started, and I'll tell you what, started off great with a bang. Went to overtime, 30-27 final score. Montreal Alouettes defeated the Hamilton Tiger Cats last night. Tonight we've got Vernon Adams and the Calgary Stampeders. For you college football junkies out there, Vernon Adams, you remember, Eastern Washington stud, transferred. He was the Oregon Duck quarterback. He's the quarterback of the Calgary Stampeders. And you got Zach Collaros, still quarterbacking the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Zach Collaros has been around a while. Zach Collaros is the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bearcats with Travis Kelce and the Kelces. It's pretty wild. Yeah, like he's going to the wedding and stuff, Kevin. Like, he's that cool. Like, it threw CFL football fans off. They're like, what the hell is Zach Collaros doing in a box with Taylor Swift at a Chief playoff game? It's like, it's his quarterback in college. They're lifelong buddies. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, he's CFL legend, great quarterback. But give me the Calgary Stampeders plus the 1.5 on their home field tonight. Let's go over to 47.5, although I see it just jumped up to 48.5. And let's do a 7-point teaser with the Calgary Stampeders getting 8.5 points and tease to the over 40. And we've been killing the WNBA, Kevin.
Yeah,
we're on fire, literally and figuratively tonight. Portland fire, Kevin. What are you doing with tonight? Oh, and Otani hits a home run tonight.
You know, it's funny. That's the one thing that I keep, it's kind of staring right back at me is the total in that game. I didn't play last night's game. Ketel Marte with that walk-off home run to avoid the sweep there. I'm wondering if that's an over for Dodgers Angels. I am on the Padres, but behind the scenes game.
Me too.
Juan Soto, 2+ hit run RBI. You don't see this a lot. AJ and Sam, same best bet. Nationals money line against the Arizona Diamondbacks here. A lot of love for the nation's capital behind the scenes. So we'll see how that goes for Gabriel Morency. I'm Kevin Walsh. We'll see all of you next week on Sports.
Great crowd here in Boston tonight, but through one quarter of play, it's New York that's playing super clean ultimate, Brian. 75 out of 76, just the one turnover. It was on the huck that got blocked by Parinelli.